Help me with an intro, please. Help me. Oh my god, please, please.
Chicken. Steve's lava chicken, ringing the bell. I don't know the lyrics. Come on. Who has that memorized? Shut up. If you have it memorized, hey, shut up. Speaking of shut up, I'm watching my baby brother, and he's yelling a lot. He won't shut up. My little brother, he has a baseball game, and my dad's the coach, and my stepmom wanted to go watch it, so I was left with her baby. I don't know if you heard that, but he just went, "Boo!" I sounded just like him, too. I used to have to watch my brother whenever he was a kid, and I was like 7. I was like 6, 7, and I had to watch him. And, like, I am no stranger to a diaper. I am no stranger to a bit of screaming and crying. I'm no stranger to preparing a bottle. But I haven't done it in forever. I thought I'd never have to do it again. Here I am, about 9 to 10 years later, having to change a diaper, having to listen to the screaming, having to make a bottle. What do I look like? I'll do it because my dad asked me to do it, and, like, he's the reason I have a car and a card, and so, like, I have to, unless I want that card stripped from me, and Lord knows that's the last thing I'd want. We are rocking with a onesie, because I didn't want to be taking care of Riker, the baby, and get stuff all over my white clothes. So I put on a onesie. And anyways, it was cold. It was cold down there, so low-key it warmed me up. But now I'm a little bit too warm. Downstairs is way colder than upstairs. My room gets so hot. And the ceiling fan doesn't work. Hey, what about that? Yeah. How about them apples? Whenever we first got this house, okay, I wanted to pick the other room. I wanted to have my brother's room. Sure, it was a little bit smaller. I didn't really care. I didn't have all of this stuff at the time. But this room is bigger. And my dad was like, how about you take that room? Like, it's bigger. Like, you have more stuff. Guess what? Door didn't shut. Ceiling fan didn't work. This room, significantly hotter than the rest of the rooms in the house. I think it's because the rest of the rooms in the house have at least, like, 2 vents. And I'm pretty sure mine only has 1. So that's evil. But I might have to ditch this bad boy. I might actually have to strip her down because I'm kind of burning alive right now, not gonna lie. Something else that's been going on here lately. I have always been a bit of a biggie. Lord knows, throughout my whole life, I've always been a little bit on the heftier side. And I feel like you can really see that through my feed on YouTube and TikTok. A little bit on Instagram as well. But if you get onto any of my social media platforms, you are going to get recommended at least one mukbang. Like, let me be real. The seafood mukbang boils, like the seafood boil mukbangs. Yeah. I'm gonna need about 15 of them right now. But the other day, I watched one of these influencers on TikTok that I quite enjoy. And he's been going on a little bit of a health journey here lately. But he went to Popeyes and he got one of their limited items. He got a pickle glazed chicken sandwich. And he also got a pickle frozen lemonade. A frozen pickle-nade. Hello? What even is this madness? But me being the pickle lover that I am, I get onto the Popeyes website and I place myself a little mobile order. I am like, okay, I'll be there in about like 25-30 minutes. Okay, I pay, I hop into my car. You know, my car that's been having the problems, that's been in and out of the shop. In and out of the shop. She starts having problems while I am on the road. I make it all the way into town. And tell me why. I can't steer the steering wheel. I am having to fight. I'm shaking. My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Got vomit on a sweater already. Mom, spaghetti. Like, come on. Why won't you turn? So instead of getting on the interstate to go on down to our little Popeyes, I'm like, oh, probably don't want to do that. So I pull into a gas station instead, and I am fighting. It just gets harder and harder, and I go to put my foot on the brake. The brakes won't budge. They are just solid as a rock. I cannot push it down. So I get to a spot that I can stop, and I take the key out of the ignition. Because I am not about to roll away. Okay? I just... And that's all I could do. I couldn't press on the brakes. I am moving. So I stop in this freaking gas station, and I try to put the key in the ignition and try to turn it on. It won't turn on. It won't turn on. Okay, I'm freaking out because what do you mean? My Popeye's chicken sandwich and frozen lemonade is going to be ready in about 5 minutes, and my car won't start. What do you mean? But what do you mean? Okay, so the logical thing to do here, call my dad. Dad, the car won't work. It's not turning on. I don't know what to do. Dad, what's wrong with it, Dad? And he's like, oh my God. You know, because he's had to deal with this before. He's like, what's wrong with it? Just tell me what's wrong with it. And I'm like, the steering wheel wouldn't steer and the brakes wouldn't brake. So I just had to turn off the car. Now I'm sitting at a Shell gas station. What do I do? And he's like, all right, I'm putting my shoes on. I'll be there in a minute. Who's with you? Nobody. I'm all alone, Dad. Yeah. So then, he gets into his car or his truck. He gets into his truck, and he starts heading my way. Baby, won't you come my way? Okay, so he's heading my way. 5 minutes go by. 10 minutes go by. 15 minutes go by. My chicken sandwich has been done 6 minutes ago. Yeah. So I'm like, Dad, my chicken sandwich. Dad, my chicken sandwich is gonna be soggy. And my car's not turning on. Okay, he gets out of his truck. He comes over to my car. I pop open the hood. He looks in it. He's like, I don't see anything wrong. He gets into the car. He tries to start it. It doesn't work. He messes around with the gear shift. He goes again. Second try, it's turning on. What the heck? What the heck? What do you mean? What do you mean? He's like, it looks like you didn't get that gear shifter all the way into park, and it wouldn't turn on because it wasn't all the way in park. Oh, so I could have had my chicken sandwich 10 minutes ago whenever it was ready? I'm just an idiot. Oh, that's nice. Oh, how sweet is that? How endearing. How endearing and sweet and cutesy is that my chicken sandwich has been sitting down there waiting for nothing. I'm like, okay, Dad, thank you so much for coming out here. I'm so sorry. Do you know what it could be? Am I safe to drive? He was like, I don't know what it could be, but it seems to be working fine now. Go get your chicken sandwich, girl. I say, thank you. I hop into my car and I pull out and I'm zooming, okay? I go and I get my chicken sandwich. And, at this point, I am like a solid 30 minutes late to getting my chicken sandwich. Frozen lemonade was still frozen, though. Okay, so the pickleade, the pickle lemonade, it didn't taste bad. Like, it was pretty good. but it didn't taste like they used real pickle juice. It tasted like they used a pickle flavoring of some sort, because that did not taste like real pickle juice to me. So it was like, I don't know about her. But that chicken sandwich, that pickle glazed chicken sandwich, did not disappoint. That did not disappoint. That thing was scrumptious. The bread was hardly even soggy either, and it had been waiting on me for 30 minutes. Let me tell you what. But I'm on the drive home, I've got my chicken sandwich sitting in the seat beside me. I'm like, frick yeah, I'm about to go eat this bad boy. And, I'm driving back into my town, into my territory, and all of a sudden the guy in front of me slams on his brakes so hard. So, then I have to slam on my brakes unless I want to rear end him. So I slam on my brakes. My chicken sandwich goes flying towards the dash of my car. And then I break the fourth wall. I'm like, did y'all just see that? And then I go back to driving. Because what was that? Because what do you mean? So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, this chicken sandwich is poison and the universe is trying to get me not to eat it. Or I've done something to wrong somebody and karma is being sent back at me. Because what do you mean I'm going through all of these inconveniences for a pickle glazed chicken sandwich and a pickle-nade from Popeyes? So I pick up the bag out of my freaking floorboard and I put it back. I make sure that my mashed potatoes and gravy aren't upside down. They weren't. Okay, put it down and I keep driving. And I get all the way back home. I eat my food. It wasn't like, I would say it was worth it. Because, I'm happy I experienced it. But then again, was a pickle glazed chicken sandwich that worth the trouble? The trouble and the hardships I had to go through to get it. No. No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, that was just a Popeyes chicken sandwich. I put my life on the line for a pickle glazed Popeyes chicken sandwich with a frozen pickle lemonade. Y'all are lucky I'm still here. Let me tell you something. I had to go through so much. Yeah. First world problems. Me upset because my car keeps breaking down on my way to get a Popeyes chicken sandwich. Maybe I'm a little bit self-conceited. I need to take a step back. I need to take a step back. I need a breath of air. But you know what? That's not even where it ended either. It's not. Okay, next day. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I would die. I would die for an iced coffee and a McDonald's fry. Let me tell you what, I know it was specific, but I knew I wanted it. I strap on my shoes and I hop into my car. The same car that was breaking down the day before. Yeah. Don't care. She's fine now. Let me get a nice coffee. I'm whipping it into town. I'm driving. And I'm getting into the turning lane to go into the coffee place. All of a sudden, another car gets into the turning lane. Right in front of the coffee shop. So I'm like, okay, I'll just let them turn. And then I'll pull forward and I'll turn. Because, I wasn't even all the way, up in front of the coffee shop. So I'm like, oop, y'all go ahead. And then they're looking at me and they're like, I'm like, because there's nothing for me to turn to. There's nothing for me to turn into, or else I would have gotten out of their way. I really would have. But the only thing that was right there was a curb and some grass. They're looking at me like I'm the idiot. They're like, turn. What are you doing? Turn. I guess they weren't pulled all the way up to where they were turning either. But there was something for them to turn into right there. I saw it. There was a little drive-through. I don't know if there's anything there, but they could have pulled out of my way. But no, they're looking at me like, hello? Do you see what I am beside? That's grass, babe. Grass. Ha! Your turn. I said, they're waving me off into the ditch. Hello? So, I look back into the lane that I just came from to see if there are any cars coming, and I just pull back out into the road and keep driving. Because there was literally nothing else for me to do. They wouldn't move. They would not move. So I pull back into the road, and I think I almost, another car, because, it was kind of on a hill, so another car was pulling up, and I was already, nose in the lane, so I just had to keep going. I sped up real quick. Their car stopped. I look in my little river mirror, their car stopped. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, but these hoes in front of me would not get out of my way. If you're the person who cut me off in between the McDonald's and the coffee shop, I hope that both sides of your pillow are so destroyingly warm that your face starts to melt to the side of it. And I don't regret what I said. I don't. Both disrespectful, both of you. The driver and the person in the passenger seat. I saw the faces you were making. You're disgusting. I'm a teenager, by the way. Hey, I'm just a kid. Stop that right now. Yeah. Yeah, you calm down. You stay in your lane. Get my see out of there. That made me so mad. That made me less mad than the person that stopped really hard in front of me again on the ride home. I went into town, I got my coffee, and I was like, okay, I'm just done. I want to get out of town. So I start driving home. Person in front of me slams on the brakes. What did I do? What did I do so wrong for this karma that is coming back at me like a brick? I feel like one of those cartoon characters that's getting a piano dropped on their head. Because what do you mean? 2 days in a row, a car is going to stop as hard as it can in front of me. And oh my God. So, sure, this past week has been a little rough. I let out. Because, those 2 driving in town deals. But also, do you want to, okay. A reminder of how old I am. 16, I'm a teenager. Teenage girl, that's me. Hey, that's me. That's my anthem. I went to my little brother's baseball game, okay? Not the crying baby one, the other one, okay? I went to his baseball game the other day, and I kept standing by the dugout because, Dad's the coach, so he can't leave the game. So if Waylon needed anything, if he started to get thirsty or anything, he would come up to the side of the dugout and be like, hey, can you give me a water? And I'd go to the concession stand and get him a water. So I had to do that 2 times, and I brought him 2 or 3 water bottles in total, 2 for him, 1 for Dad. And tell me why I'm standing by the dugout, awaiting another comment from my brother. And one of his teammates, some other little 9, 10-year-old boy, comes up to the side of the dugout, and he looks down at me and goes, hi. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, are you Waylon's mom? Do I look like a mother to you? Do I look like a mother? This is what I look like actively outside of the dugout. I'm not a mom. Do you know how old I'd have to be for Waylon to be my child? I would have to be, okay, so he's 10, I would have to be at least 26, 27, and that's if I was a teenage mom. Do I look like I am on the edge of 30 to you? Do I? Because apparently I did to that kid. I know I don't look old. I look youthful. I said, no, I'm his sister. And I didn't say it with that much sass, because, like, he is just a kid at the end of the day. I was like, no, I'm his sister. And he was like, you look just like him. And he walks away. Okay, I know me and him look similar, but we do not look similar enough for it to look like I pushed him out myself. Hi, what the frick? I'm 16. That was a little shocking to me. But it did not get me as mad as the whole Popeye's chicken and iced coffee fiasco. Because that was torment. That was torture. That was awful. But I can't say that this week has been too bad, because guess what? Guess what? Yeah, my boyfriend's back in town. Yeah, he's gone last week. He's back this week. It's freaking. Oh. Let me tell you what. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Last week was so rough, and I didn't have my man. This week, a little rough, but I got my man. I usually do. Yeah, it's a good week. My podcast is failing the Bechtel test. You don't know what the Bechtel test is? I would look it up, but I'm using my phone to record. I should charge up this phone, and I should use it. It's my old phone. But, okay, so basically the Bechtel test is, like, for movies, and it's, like, there's so many criteria that the movie has to have to pass the Bechtel test. So it has to have 2 named and main female characters, and they have to have a conversation, and it has to be about something other than a man. So if it's, like, Janice and Teresa, and they got together and they talked about Jason down the street, they failed the Bechtel test. The movie fails the Bechtel test. I think we're failing the Bechtel test, guys. Me and you, we're girls. If you're not, yes, you are. We're girls. Okay? And every episode, I think I've talked about my boyfriend at least once. I'm going to have to make an episode, and I'm going to have to, like, try and follow the rules of the Bechtel test. Oh my gosh, I've also talked about my brother and my dad, and those are both men. Ooh, I forgot that they were men. Ew. Oh my gosh, I'm, like, quadruple failing the Bechtel test, because I also talked about Riker. He's not a man, he's a baby, that don't count. Actually, I changed my mind. I've only triple lost the Bechtel test. Next episode, we are passing the Bechtel test. We are passing the Bechtel test next episode. I can feel it now. Not a single one of my topics is going to be about a man. Ew. Ew, that's nasty. Because why would a man be there? Anyways, tomorrow in band, oh my gosh, we have a solo and ensemble. Let's not. Because let me tell you what. I have, like, 2 or 3 friends in band. But me and my girl Sylvia, we always do a duet for solo and ensemble. She's a trombone, I'm a flute, so it's a little bit of an odd, like, pairing. But, you know, we make do. That is, however, a really hard arrangement to find as a duet. Because there are not many trombones and flutes who dare try it. Let me tell you what. But we do. So we got our piece last week, and solo and ensemble is tomorrow. We got our piece last week, and, you know, we both just looked at it on our own a little bit, and then on Friday we came together. And tell me why we have 2 different duets composed by 2 different people. She's like, okay, let's start on the last line with the triplets. Whoa. Triplets? There aren't triplets on the last line. She said, what do you mean? And she came over with her duet and she looked at mine and she said, these are composed by two different people. Yeah, joking. You're joking. Tell me you're joking. She wasn't. She showed me it was, in fact, a different piece of music. I said, oh. Right. So, obviously, we went up to our directors and we were like, hey, this ain't right. This just ain't right. And so, oh my gosh, our director, she went and she looked. One of our directors, she went and she looked for a piece of music, for like the book with the piece of music. And she was like, yep, there are two different duets by the same name. And I was like, oh, right. So then she went and she found me the right page, because apparently I had the wrong page. Sylvia had the right one, I had the wrong one. How cute is that? How cute is that? So I had to relearn my music in 5 days. Yeah, that's cute, isn't it? That's really cute. Where I was supposed to have about 5. Yeah. So by the end of Friday at school, I grabbed my piece of music. I practiced on Saturday for like 2 hours. Okay, maybe like an hour and like 15 minutes, but if you round up. So I practiced for 2 hours. I practiced for 2 hours and then I was like, okay, I'm done. And I didn't pick it up again the rest of the weekend. Whenever things stress me out, I tend to just push them off more. I choose to live with whimsy. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I say as I crave academic validation. That's besides the point, though. So on Monday, we work on it. I work on it alone. And then I work on it at home. Tuesday. I'm actually recording on Tuesday. How crazy is this? Today. I practiced only in band class. I was just so stressed in advisory, like I couldn't even, because like, it was getting on my nerves because I have been struggling to put our two parts together, because I can play my part pretty well by myself. But whenever I try to put the two parts together, I get so confused, I get so lost, because we're playing like pretty different stuff all throughout it. But like it's like the same tempo, the same key, so like it goes together, but it's still pretty different. So I'm struggling putting it together, and God, the triplets are so fast. It's in cut time, bro. It's in cut time. Stop. That's so evil. That is so evil. But I got out of band class, and usually after band class, I just go straight to choir class. But today I found my boyfriend, and I walked with him to his class. And he was like, what are you doing here? Like, because, we usually don't see each other between those 2 periods. But I was like, man, I am just so stressed, and I can't even do it right now. I need you. Yeah. And, I was just straight bugging. And advisory is only, like, a period after that. I was like, no, I'm just too stressed right now. I can't do it. Like I said, whenever things stress me out, I tend to push them off. Yeah. And I was like, I'll just take my flute home this evening and practice. Guess what? Forgot my flute at the school. Yeah. How you like them apples? I don't. They're sour. So, solo ensemble is tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow. Oh, Lord have mercy, I'm cooked. We gonna sound so bad. We're getting a 2. At most, we're getting a 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a 3. Personally. Like, Sylvia, God bless her soul, because she is doing work. She is working hard. And I'm just a blabbering idiot. I'm a blubbering fool. God, I get my fingers on the flute and all of a sudden I just can't play it. I just can't play that piece, bro. It's so evil. And, like, the flute ensemble, goated. That's light work. The woodwind ensemble, a little bit rougher, but hey, I've pretty much got that. My duet? No. That's just not going to do it. That's just not going to do it. Let me tell you what. Lord have mercy. But I will persevere, and I will fight on. Okay, at my school, there are 2 choirs. There's concert choir and there's chamber choir. Chamber choir you have to try out for, and the director has to let you in, blah, blah, blah. Concert, you can just join. I am not in concert. I am in chamber choir. And the auditions are back out. So, I have to audition again for it. I can't just get let back in. I have to audition again. But guess what? My girl Sylvia, never been in choir a day in her life, but she tried out today. I'm so freaking proud of her. She's so strong. She's so brave. By the time that this episode comes out, I think that the sorry. I think that the list of people who made it will be put out. I'm trying out on Thursday because I want to do it directly after school, but Monday and Tuesdays were filled to the brim, and I was like, ooh, girl, no, so I went to Thursday. So I'm going to be trying out directly after school. I'm pretty confident in myself because I made it last year. And since last year, I've got a whole nother year of experience under my belt. So, like, come on. And Miss Miller, I think, my director, I'm pretty sure she knows that I'm going to make it. Because she was like, hey, would you be interested next year in being a tenor? And I said, so you think I can sing low, Pookie? I said, yes. Not only did that let me know that she thinks that I am a good low singer, she also is confident I'm gonna make it. Let's go. I love being an alto. I've been an alto majority of my years in choir. But you think I can sing low, chica? I can still hang out with my altos. Tenor and altos, they stand right beside each other. I can't do that. What I am scared about is being one of those obnoxious tenors. But most of the time, that's men. And there is going to be an obnoxious tenor. Yeah. Because he's good. He's good. To an extent. He's pretty good. And he knows it. Oh, he knows it. Trust me. Oh, believe me, he knows. God. So that's going to be something I'll overcome. But then again, it's like, I'm not going to have to hang out with him. I'm just going to have to sing the same notes as him. So really, come on, light work. Light work, no reaction. But I think that that'd be cool. Imagine, okay? You go up to the freaking list of people who made it, and instead of seeing my name under alto, you see it under tenor. So I think that that's going to be pretty good. That's going to be pretty freaking lit awesome, let me tell you what. I'm super excited for next year in chamber. It's going to be a blast. I will say, I'm going to miss the seniors. Oh my gosh. Looking over at all of the risers and not seeing Caleb. Not seeing Olivia. Like, what do you mean? That's just, is it even choir? Is it even chamber choir? Like, I know I've only been in choir with them for 1 year, but man, it's just gonna feel so different not having Olivia right in my ear singing my note. Like, girl, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. And I'm not gonna have Caleb snatching my sunglasses off my head. What? And then they're gonna be, like, next year I'm gonna be a junior. They're gonna be little sophomores coming in. They won't know nothing about that. They won't know about Olivia or Caleb. But they might know about Sylvia. Because our director loves Sylvia. I'm so happy she tried out. Because our director was like, Sylvia, you should try out. And, like, she was like, oh, I don't know. And so then Miss Miller, like, went up to our class one day. And she was like, yeah, I asked Sylvia to try out. I think that she might. And so, like, Miss Miller is obviously wanting Sylvia because she like, Sylvia was the stage manager for our school plays, and she knows that Sylvia's organized. She knows that Sylvia's dedicated, like, and that's the truth because we've been going over, like, the tryout because, I've done the tryout before, and we have a friend that, Ava, she's done the tryout before. So me and her, we've been kind of trying to help her. Ava's been doing a lot of the heavy lift, and I'm just kind of there. And she's been wanting, like, she's been practicing. She's really been trying. She's been asking questions. Like, I know she's gonna try. And that's really just, at the end of the day, that's what Miss Miller wants. She wants kids that she knows is going to be dedicated to it. And Sylvia, she's only ever been in band, but that just makes her better because she has a familiarity with some of the notes, with rhythm, with sight reading. So I think there's a really solid chance of her making it. And I think if she did make it, she'd be an alto. Which makes me a little bit happier that I might be a tenor. Because that would be one less alto spot that I'm taking up that she could have had. Like, girl, you can have it. I am not top of the notch alto. I am mediocre alto. But it would be, it'd be awesome for me to be tenor because, like, I'll be, like, one of the only girl tenors. So it's gonna be like, hey, dang. There is another girl who might be a tenor, which I think that'd be awesome. But then again, it's kind of like, man, wish it was only me because that'd be, like, impressive. But then again, at the same time, I'm like, I really hope that she makes it because I don't want it to be just me. Imagine me being the only girl. Oh, my God, I hate men. Except for my man. And my man. Thank you to my man. But not those men. Not those men. And we're going to be right by the basses, like the bass section. And let me tell you, basses are such a good time. I look over across at the bass section, and they're all having such a fun time. I'm like, man, y'all really know how to live. Y'all know what it's like to have a good time. If I could be a bass, I would. But I cannot. Because, alas, I am a woman. My voice does not go that low. Lord. But I'm, like, kind of honored because I was one of the only, like, I was the only girl in class that Miss Miller was like, hey. And she was like, hey, do you think you want to be a tenor? And I was like, oh, yes. And she didn't ask anybody else in our class. Oh, it's an honor. It's an honor. God. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Lord, I really hope that she puts me in tenor because she might change her mind. Like, there might be actual men who try out for tenor and do good. And then, why would you want a woman there whenever there are actual men to fill the spots? But if there aren't enough men to fill the spots, it's mine. But it'll be a little weird reading the bottom line. What? Me on the bottom line? Because usually I'm just the bottom of the top line. Now I'm actually on the bottom line. Oh my God. But this is all hypothetical. I might not be a tenor. But if I was, I'd actually be on bottom line, bro. Boy, what the? Like, hello? But, like, then again, at the same time, I'm, like, honored because, like, in 8th grade, like, in 7th and 8th grade, I was working on my low range. Like, I was like, oh. Like, that was me warming down in the shower, okay, trying to see how low I could sing. And anytime a song comes on, I always want to sing the man part because, like, I know that I can sing low. Like, come on, coach, put me out there. I'm sitting on the bench. And, like, for the musical, in my freshman year, I did sing tenor part. I sang tenor part because I got a male role, and if I was the only man singing female parts, they'd probably be like, well, what's this dude doing here? So I sang the man part. And, I could hit the tenor notes. There's only, like, 1 or 2 that I actually struggled on. But I feel like if you would have put me there now, like, if you would have put me back there now, I would have been able to do it. Put that music back in front of me. I can sing it. Trust. I am very proud of my low range. Anytime we do warm-ups and she's like, okay, I'm going to go low for the boys, I'm like, watch this. And I start singing low and I'm like, oh. And she's like, well, altos pop off. Thank you. Thank you. And I know I'm not the only alto that can sing low. Come on, altos can sing low and it sounds so good. My girl Ava, she hits them low notes. But she is such a strong alto. She's such a strong alto, and I know Miss Miller's going to want her to be section leader next year. So she is unfortunately staying in alto section, and she's been kind of heated about it because she also knows that she can sing low and she wants to sing low. But I was the only one who was asked to be a tenor. So she's a little bit salty about that. She threatened to bust my kneecaps and steal my vocal cords. But I think that, like, we will overcome this. Like, we will rise above it. I will rise above it. 'Cause I know that's how you'd want me to respond. Wicked, let me tell you what. I love Wicked, bro. I watched that movie 3 times in theater. 3 times. I sat through that 2-hour and 40-minute long movie 3 times. Yeah. Yeah. That's how cool I am. That's how cool and wicked awesome I am. All right. For your favorite segment of the show, Monster Flavor of the Week. Let me tell you what. I'm going to be basic. I'm going to be boring. It's Ultra Strawberry Dreams again. Come on. Because, oh my God. I know it's the same as last week. Don't care. I love it. Oh my God. That's the only flavor that I've really drank since last week. I think I drank, no, I did, I only drank Ultra Strawberry Dreams. I will try to venture out. I will try other flavors. Because that's the whole reason that I'm doing this segment, so that I will be more motivated to try other flavors. But every time I see that pinky girl on the shelf, I grab my little fingers, grab it before my brain can grasp what my fingers have done. But I don't regret it. I'll get down with it till the day I die. And there's the other ones. Oh God, I forgot what they're called. Oh my God, I'm not a true Monster fan. But they're in the black can, and then they have like the stripe of one color and the Monster logo's in that same color. I don't know what those are about, and they scare me. That's why I haven't tried them. But I've heard people talking about how they're good, so like I think I'm gonna try one. Okay, goal for this week: try one of the Monsters. Oh no. And like, I used to have time before school to stop and try a new Monster flavor, but here lately I haven't been having that time anymore. Here lately I've been having to do other stuff in the mornings. I just don't got time to go and try a new Monster flavor. But that leaves me with only like the weekends or the evenings maybe. But I don't like to get Monsters in the evening because then my dad sees it and he's like, oh my God, you know how bad that is for you? Don't care. Let a girl live. My God, bro. You let me have a coffee, but you won't let me have an energy drink. Oh, but the energy drink has so much more that's wrong with it. So does Mountain Dew, bro. That stuff is freaking nitrogen in a cup, bro. What's nitrogen? Don't know, but it sounds pretty crazy. You know what else is unhealthy? McDonald's. You know what else is unhealthy? Anything that you consume. We're in America. Come on. Let a girl drink a Monster. And that's what I have to say about that. Okay, I think that's gonna have to wrap it up. It's gonna have to be the ending right there. I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your week. If anybody wants to help me with an intro, an outro, or a logo, DM me. If you know me personally, hit my line. All right. If you haven't, I've been forgetting to say this at the end of my episodes. I'm still new to this. If you haven't, subscribe, like the video. Come on. I love to see the likes. They make me feel good and fuzzy inside. All right. And I also love reading your comments. If I don't respond, it's because I can't think of anything witty to say, and I don't want to make a fool out of myself, but I do love to see your comments. I always like heart. Every time. Someone keeps saying hello in my comments. I think they might have only done it once, but I didn't recognize who they were, so I just liked and hearted it, and I forgot to reply to it. I feel bad about that one. I'm sorry, I'm still new to this. It scares me that y'all are actually, listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. But I enjoy it nonetheless. Please do subscribe, hit that bell so that you know whenever I'm posting. And I hope that I get this episode posted at 8 o'clock instead of 1 in the morning like I did last week. I apologize for that as well. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you for watching, and get rickrolled.